I come for Greek community to support OCAP United and fight for justice. Because now we have election. Why not say nothing for poverty? Because rich more rich, poor more poor. What can democracy mean? For poor or for rich? No justice, no peace. Thank you very much.
Long overdue taking over the streets in gentrifying College.
I'm here today, this city, or this community is really under siege. You know, they call it gentrification, but you know what? It's really annihilation of this community. You know, the people, their homes, their friendships. And they shift them over to the East End. They put them in a basement apartment. And the city, actually, a city worker put them in there, and it had a dirt floor in it with mold on the walls. And the city paid $400, and out of his $520, he paid $400. So I left them $120 a month to live on. You know, and this is the city putting people in houses. They just want you out of this neighborhood. You know, when they go to school down here, and they sleep down here almost every night because they can get food here. They can do a little panning, get some money, go back home for a couple of days, rest up, and then come back down and do the same thing over again next week. If we don't start fighting back against this, you know, like we got to fight them at the committees, we got to fight them at the council, we got to fight them in this election, we got to fight the business association up the street here. And the first step here is to put our feet on the street and fight them on for this street right now. That's all I have to say.
Welcome here, everyone, today for an important action to let this community know that poor people, homeless people, the working poor are here, and we are here to stay. Far too many of the community agencies are being mandated to shift their programming from the poor, from the homeless, to other programs. Those community agencies also need to understand that they have to stop being silent around the push for gentrification. They need to stand up with our community, with workers, with the poor, with the homeless, with OCAP and other allies, and speak out instead of being complicit with the shutdown of services to people who are poor and homeless. Stand up, fight back!
We're hungry, we won't go away! Stop the war on the poor, make the rich pay! Who are we? OCAP! Clear our faith! We fight back! Who are we? OCAP! Clear our faith! We fight back! Who are we? OCAP! Clear our faith! We fight back!
Behind us is the old Cabbagetown Business Improvement Area Office. The cops, who naturally gravitate to the function of serving and protecting wealth, have a natural affinity with the business improvement associations. All throughout the city, what they do is they set up these BIAs and they impose a compulsory levy on local businesses. And then the BIA takes those resources and uses them to carry on this process of gentrification. And that is what we are dealing with here. Now, I want to make clear that we don't accept the lie that they put forward, that what they are trying to create in this neighbourhood is a so-called mixed neighbourhood. This is simply a strategy to carry on the process of driving out the poor, of driving out the homeless. This organisation has hired guards to patrol the streets. This organisation has targeted local businesses that serve low-income people, like the Cabbagetown restaurant, like the Coffee Time, engaged in an ongoing war to shut them down, to recreate this neighbourhood as a kind of yuppie paradise. Down the road right now, there is Regent Park. Regent Park was a community that for many, many years provided housing for low-income people. Now it is going down and condos are going up. They say that there will be a rent geared to income component. But the law of the marketplace will predominate. Once the yuppie professionals move into Regent Park, they won't say to themselves, my God, this is such a lovely, diverse neighbourhood. I love living here with these poor people. They'll say, we want it all. We want these public housing tenants out of here. We want these homeless people out of here. We want the poor out of this neighbourhood. And the only way we're going to organise against them is to challenge them. You know, sometimes they accuse us of being a militant organisation. We're not ashamed to use that word. They're a militant organisation too. They're a militant organisation of the rich. They're an organisation that knows what they want. They go after it. They organise relentlessly and with determination. We've got to organise the same kind of relentless campaign to fight back against them. Many of their strategies are secret strategies. I'll tell you, our strategy is put out in the open. If they want us to be invisible, we will be conspicuous. If they want the poor and the homeless to be silent, the poor and the homeless will be loud. And if they want to disperse the poor, and the homeless, our strategy will be to stand together, to organise and to fight back. We will use tactics that are hard-hitting. We will be disruptive. We will challenge them in every possible way. They will not get away with it. Right now, the economy is going down. This neighbourhood is going to be struck by a situation where poverty increases and there is no unemployment insurance, there is no welfare. If we're going to hold together as a community, we've got to stand up, we've got to organise, we've got to demand the things we need, we've got to take the things we need. That's our challenge, that's what we're going to rise to. Thank you very much.